Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's noon. We're in Wilsonville, so this must be Wilsonville Live at noon. I'm your host, Kevin O'Malley, your Wilsonville Chamber of Commerce CEO. And today we are very pleased and excited to have Renee James from Boones
Hello.
Landing Physical Therapy,
Hi.
standing there. So when folks are thinking about physical therapy, not everybody's had physical therapy. So, just in a quick second, physical therapists help with pain, but they help into what's the definition of physical therapy? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
ask it that way.
It's can be quite a broad definition, so I can see where people get confused. But we not only help with pain management, and we also help with trying to have people get back to their life, their physical activities, their daily living skills, so that they can manage their symptoms in a better way. And we also help with their improving their movements.
Okay, cool. And since you worry about HIPAA, I don't. I was a patient. I had a no ACL, and it was not a fun recovery. But I had never been to physical therapy, and it literally changed my life. I want to try and say that COVID-19 is here, and we're all interacting with it. But how has it impacted your practice at Boones Landing?
Well, a lot of people, because of their age, and they fall in the categories of some of the, respiratory issues that people have that are at risk.
Mhm.
We have those people do telehealth visits
Okay.
or e-visits. And when people feel like they're post-op patients that need to come in, they need manual therapy, those people are still coming into the clinic. And so they can reduce their risk of further problems down the way. We are wearing masks and gloves here to protect those people and to protect ourselves.
Okay.
But I would say we're down about 50% of our patient caseload.
Okay.
And we are doing about 10 to 15 patients a week for virtual visits.
Okay. So if somebody wants to actually schedule, they can schedule a televisit, e-visit, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Insurance
So,
companies are on board with paying for those visits. We are holding back on some payments. What we're being told is kind of send one of them out, send a payment out, and see how it gets reimbursed. Because although they're allowing it, the programs aren't caught up to everything that's happening. So that's how we're handling it.
So just like everything else in our COVID world today, the situation is fluid, quote unquote,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. One of the things that I've noticed in myself is that we're doing a lot more video and interactive stuff. We're sitting at our desks, which may not have been designed like our workspace, and we can be operating in finding that we got a few more little aches and pains. Can you share, Renee, some ideas on what we might do to kind of keep in a little better physical health while we're doing all this computer work
Sure.
remotely?
Some just real quick tips, basic tips, are developing a routine. Making sure that you have a dedicated workspace. A lot of people at home are working from a desktop or a laptop. So dedicating an area that you have for that you maybe aren't accustomed to. Don't work from bed. Working from bed, it causes all kinds of neck dysfunction, shoulder pain, back pain. And if you can really try to figure out a way that you can be looking straight ahead at your computer, and so your chin is facing the computer, and so you're not, sitting in awkward positions of looking at the computer like this, sitting all kind of, hunched over. Get yourself a good chair, a back support. It could be something as simple as a pillow from your couch that
Okay.
helps keep that low back curvature. And most importantly, I think, is making sure you're getting up to move every hour.
Okay.
If you are on a Zoom meeting, there's a lot of Zoom meetings. I talk to people all the time that had 6 hours a day of Zoom meetings. There's no reason that you need to sit there on your chair looking straight ahead for 6 hours. Get up, move. I'll show you a couple exercises here that we can do. And I think it's important that you realize your body is fluid, like move. You need to get up, do some stretches. And I can show you a couple of those.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I put a foam roll video up on our Facebook page that you could take a look at as well. So a lot of people have a foam roller. One thing, I have a band here. You don't have to have a band, but doing some external rotation of your shoulders, pulling those shoulder blades back together. You don't have to have a band. You can do it just by sitting here, pulling the shoulder blades together. Keep your elbows tucked in. One other thing is you can bring your arms up and really pull with your lats, pull down to squeeze those back muscles together.
Okay.
Trying to really keep a line of your ear, your shoulder, and your hip so that you're not having that forward computer texting posture.
Uh-oh, that looks too familiar.
Another one is just even pulling your hands behind your back, getting those pecs to open up. Go to a doorway, do a doorway stretch. And then, some side bending stretches that you can do during a meeting, between meetings, shoulder rolls. Those are all really important. Sometimes I have, if you have a laptop, move it to the countertop, a higher desk top, so you can stand. Those are some quick little tips. And
in general, if you're getting up every hour, is it kind of 5 or 10 minutes? What's the suggestion on the amount of time necessary to really kind
of say for 5 minutes every hour, get up and move.
Cool.
And then don't forget, you have ability now. It's nice out, get out and take a walk at your lunchtime. Try to set your hours to be a routine of, if you go to work at 9, typically into an office, go to work at 9, be done by 5, take your lunch break, walk away. So you're not working just because your home office is always available. Step away, say, I have to end this day right now and be a part of life.
That's very, very great advice on the time work-life balance, which seems to be all out of balance for a lot of areas. But if we're sitting at that computer for that length of time and not exercising, we're just asking for some ill health effects, I would imagine, right?
Yes. And one thing I want to mention too, if people are out there and they want to reach out, we don't have to schedule it as a visit. They can make a phone call to us, have a couple of questions. We can do a quick FaceTime or a Zoom meeting. It doesn't have to be we want to reach out to people that are having questions, or they're having pains and they're not sure what to do. We don't have to, submit all of these to insurance companies. We're here to help.
Super. Well, today is a spectacular, beautiful, sunny day outside, and we're supposed to have some really nice weather, and we're all sheltering in place and staying safe. But across the screen right now, your partner, Jason James, is a level 1 Titleist Performance Institute instructor. So if there are some folks out there that are thinking about golf, whether there it is, there he is, he's waving. There we go. What is a Titleist Performance Institute? What does it do? What's the instruction have to do?
It's essentially a movement. It's a movement analysis specific to the golf swing. So we take you through multiple different screens in terms of different body parts and what what is necessary to achieve a proper golf. Well, we'll stay away from proper golf swing, but just looking at what's necessary to be able to get into the correct position to make a reproducible and efficient movement to try to hit a golf ball better.
So if I only hit it 175 yards, I'm not worried about the distance as much as I am of my continuing to beat up my body, and you could help me out on that. Great.
Absolutely right.
So something to look forward to as we move forward is some help on the golf. You also do, I believe, some help with runners and those that are involved in different sports activities so that they haven't injured themselves maybe beforehand. Is that true?
Yes, we do some running analysis. We help people with improving their form and their cadence, their steps per minute, and making sure that they're not overstriding, they're not, swinging their arms in a way that would increase a mid-back or low back or hip injury. So we look at that, and so we can help people be more efficient in the sport that they want to do, and also give them some training ideas and guide them through a that race that they want to do, guide them so they're not overdoing it. Right now, we're seeing a lot of people out running, people doing 2-a-day workouts. So that is interesting when the whole thing comes back. I have a patient right now who's on a 20,000 kettlebell swing challenge. She's never done a kettlebell swing in her life. And so maybe she'll be okay, but we don't know. So there's going to be a lot of interesting injuries that come out of this. And I think it's great. We're trying new things.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But they're not always going to be the safest things for every population.
Right. And you did mention earlier that picking up the phone to make a phone call to say, hey, I'm thinking about this, what if, and I want to do it safely, but I'd like to do something new, is a perfectly great conversation. You'd love to take that phone call. So wonderful. Well, we try to keep it short and sweet and informational, and it's been all of the above today. Thanks again, Boones Landing Physical Therapy. Have a great rest of the day.
Bye.
Take care. Bye now.
Enjoy the sun.